the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report for Thursday, December 7th, show number 309. It's Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter from the John Young Racing for First Responders, Dave Kemmer studio. Also, got to mention, Hammer Down Racing Report, part of the Evergreen Podcast Network. A lot of stuff to get to tonight. There's, for the off-season, there's been a lot of news happening.
Yeah.
And it just keeps happening. Also tonight, we'll be talking to the 2023 Butler Motor Speedway champions. Trey McGranahan is standing by. We got Robby Henderson will be joining us, and Caleb Wilbur, the street stock champion as well.
Oh, pretty exciting.
He's actually bowling. I spoke to him about an hour ago, so that'll be pre-recorded. But he only had a few minutes to give because he had to go bowling tonight. So cool conversation with him. Also, as I mentioned, lots of news to get to tonight.
Lots and lots. Yeah.
Did you bring some too?
No, not much.
All right. Well, before we get started,
the shop's been busy, Scott, so I haven't had a lot of time to do my homework.
That's the only excuse we'd accept.
That's a good thing.
Hashtag DCR if you'd like a chance to win a Hammer Down Racing Report window decal. Those, again, look like this. It's courtesy of DCR Graphics. Just type in hashtag DCR anytime in the comments of our Facebook Live or the YouTube Live, and we'll do that drawing at the end of the show tonight. As Dean mentioned, PRI weekend this weekend. So not much racing going on, but a lot of PRI weekend stuff going on.
And we're just a few days away from the start of the Gateway Nationals.
That'd be next weekend.
Yeah.
And that caused, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Got to mention Ron Miller Race Cars, Lambertville, Michigan, 734-856-7223. He's busy, but not too busy for you. He's got race cars, parts, safety, equipment service, rear end gear fixing. And one of the guys at work brought in a picture of your car that's for sale, the late model.
Right.
Yeah, he's like, this is my new car.
It could be.
It could be.
You told him that, right?
Well, we have a used car dealership at
right.
one of the businesses I work at, and I don't know if he was disappointed when I informed him that it doesn't have a motor or a transmission that comes with it. It could, but it doesn't for that price you're asking. So, also got to mention Oakshade Raceway, where the fastest meet to race. OakshadeRaceway.com. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And I didn't see an official announcement today, but I did see someone had posted the Summer National Hell Tour dates for next year. With Oakshade being on their second to last date. I believe Wayne County again will be the finale on Sunday. So, and some news about a Michigan track that's going to be hosting one of those races. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Yeah. So, exciting news there. Before we get to our guest tonight, let's do a little bit of work from this past weekend. We had a little bit of racing action. We'll check out our racing roundup.
Racing Roundup.
Going down under in Australia, Perth Motoplex, the Pro Dirt Series late models, Saturday night, Jamie Oldfield picking up the win in the late models. They also had sprints in action. James McFadden down there.
Yep.
He picked up the win in the sprints, and Logan Seavey picking up the win in the midgets at Perth Motoplex this past weekend.
Well, that's pretty exciting.
So the Americans doing pretty good in the open wheel cars.
Isn't McFadden Aussie by...
Oh, yeah, that's true. But still, he races here.
He does.
Yeah.
And
he's kind of native here
and he
now.
races very well, yeah.
The 56th Annual Snowball Derby was this past weekend as well. I know they had a lot of weather delays and everything for the preliminary events, but Ty Majeski finally picking up the win down there at Five Flags Speedway on Sunday
I didn't
afternoon.
get to watch it, but I understand it. I guess that it was
there were some
an event-filled race.
As most of the asphalt late model races have been recently. There was they had the big one,
yeah,
among other things. So A lot of action with those guys. Also, action out in Las Vegas. The Risk-On 360 open wheel showdown at the Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This past Saturday, Aaron Wilson picking up that $50,000 win. Cody Swanson won the midgets, and Dave Danzer picking up the win in the super modifieds. Danzer from around this area.
Right.
So very cool stuff there. That's it for this weekend's racing roundup. Make sure to call DCR Graphics. You know, you may have missed that November 30th deadline to lock in the 2023 prices.
Well, but I saw his prices online.
He
and
did post them. They're still not bad.
No, they're
not much of an increase.
Very competitive.
So if you still need some graphics for next year for your car, for whatever, anything, it doesn't have to be a race car. You can be he makes stickers. You know, whatever you need. He does stickers, die-cast T-shirt designs. They do the designs for all that, for the wraps. They can print out the wrap. Pretty much whatever you need. Sprint cars, late models, modified stock cars, compacts, whatever. Give Dale a call, 419-308-9523.
You didn't say anything about sprint cars.
I said sprint cars. I think I did.
I guess I wasn't listening.
That's okay. I don't pay attention when I talk either.
As always.
Also, Dale has gift certificates. So if there's a racer in your family that's looking for that you need a gift for, and you can't think of anything to buy, or you don't know what graphics he needs, there you go. Call up Dale, get a gift certificate. You can check him out too at facebook.com/DCR Graphics. And finally, got to mention Dominator Race Products. They have what you need to be in Winner's Circle, the Winner's Circle. Dominator with 30 years of experience to put you out front. Hoods, fillers, doors, quarters. Check out their composite ultimate body panels, late model nose kits, 3-piece modified valance kits, fan shrouds, and much, much more. You can order direct from DominatorRaceProducts.com or call 419-923-6970. Dominator Race Products are also available from your local reputable race shop such as Ron Miller Race Cars.
Yeah.
And I did see Bentley is not going to have a booth for Dominator at PRI.
But he's cruising.
But I believe he'll be down there at the PRI show. But
cruising, schmoozing.
No Dominator booth this year. Without further ado, how about we get to this week's guests?
Yeah.
We have them both there. Trying to catch up on some comments here. Let's bring in Trey McGranahan and Robby Henderson, champions from Butler Motor Speedway. It's the first time we've done the Butler Motor Speedway champion, so welcome to the show, guys.
That's because they really stepped up their program, Scott.
Well, since Tim took over that trip.
That's it.
Would you guys agree, since Tim has stepped in and took over the reins there at Butler, have things improved?
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely. Tim and Jenny definitely stepped up their game these past couple years. It's going good over there.
What would you guys say has been some of the biggest improvements over there at Butler?
I think mainly the track. I mean, I know Tim puts a lot of time into the track, and not just Tim, but everybody that he has helping him, and the track surface, and overall the facility. But the track, for us being drivers, is the main thing we see.
From the fan standpoint, I've heard that the grandstands and the restrooms have all just stepped up a lot.
Yeah, for sure. The facilities and everything, the whole track, from the time you enter the gate, has completely flipped a 180 since they took over.
Nice. Now, Trey, you are the 410 sprint champion. 1 win this year, but 6 top 5s, 11 top 10s. And Robby, the modified champion with 5 wins overall on the year. How do you guys feel about the competition level there in each of your classes at Butler Motor Speedway? And Robby, we'll start with you in the modifieds.
It's tough. Any given night, there's a handful to the whole field that could win this or win a race. You got Josh Lamal and Todd Sherman come full season this year. So, he's obviously tough everywhere he goes. But, you got, just like I said, everybody in the class it's tough. So we just
I understand that Butler is on the Summer Nationals schedule, so I assume they'll be bringing the modifieds along too. Is that going to be a big deal?
no. They had the mods there for the Summer Nationals the past, I think, 3 years.
Right.
So yeah. But yeah.
So what about in the 410s there, Trey? How's the competition there?
Yeah, the competition's stiff on a weekly basis. Just like Robby said, there's a handful of cars every night that show up. If not the whole field, that is very competitive. So you got to be on your A game at all times and really just stay focused and hammer down.
Now, Trey, did you expect that you would be winning a track championship in your second season in a 410 sprint, especially with a team change coming late in the season?
We had a good feeling at the beginning of the year that we might be able to make a good run for it. Our first year, we were super consistent, always in the top 5, it felt like. Top 3s a lot too. So winning the Rookie of the Year the first year, we felt like it was our chance to really go for it and chase the next milestone, which was the track championship. So we put our head down and stayed focused and stayed consistent, and it all worked out in our favor.
Trey, what's your background in racing? Did you just start out in mods or street stocks?
He's a sprint car. He's a sprint car guy.
I'm sorry, sprints.
No, you're all good. I started racing quarter midgets when I was 9 here at Mini Indy here in local Indianapolis. And then I took a shot up to the 600s, racing at like US 24 Logansport here in Indiana, and then a lot of Circus City in Peru. And then I took the next step up into 410s 2 years ago. Haven't looked back.
How far of a drive is it to Butler from Indianapolis?
When my dad's driving, probably about 3 hours. When my mom or somebody else is driving, probably about 3.5.
Okay, not too bad. What are your thoughts on the All Stars deal with the High Limit Racing Series and Butler getting on the schedule for next year with the High Limit Series?
Absolutely, I think that's a big jump and a big a step in the right direction for the All Stars. Kyle and Brad taking it over. They know what's going on. They know how to run a series properly. Everybody's seen how the High Limit Series went these past 2 years. And I think we'll be able to really flourish in that area of racing. And I also think that's really good for Butler too. It attracts a lot of fans and a lot of people to come watch races there at Butler, which is what everybody likes up there.
No, a lot of I shouldn't say a lot, but I know of a few sprint car drivers in the Ohio area are kind of disappointed with the All Stars, as it was more of a regional series as opposed to now the high limit series becoming a national series. Any thoughts on that? Do you see any series kind of stepping in to fill that void on a regional level?
I think it's kind of too early to tell right now. We'll kind of just have to see how this new series goes with Kyle and Brad. I think they'll be able to do a really good job, and I think people will be people that might be upset right now might have a change of heart coming soon. So I think we just give it a little time to brew and see what these guys can do for us.
All right, sounds good. Robby, 5 wins this year. What do you think made you so dominant in the modifieds?
Oh, luck. No, we just we've always been pretty competitive, but we all know in racing you got to have luck on your side, and just sometimes the way the pill draw win or anything like that just kind of helped us out, and it really like you said, like I said, just lucked out and got good starting spots and was able to hold off hard chargers. So
now, was this your first track championship? I believe you've done some asphalt racing in the past as well, right?
Yeah. I ran asphalt for 18 years, and this was actually my 3rd full year on dirt.
Before we get too far, what made you switch from asphalt to go to the dirt, which I'm not complaining about.
No, we just something different. I was just ready for a change, and when I very first started racing dirt, I was going back and forth. We had an asphalt car and a dirt car, and so I was splitting my time. And then, like I said, about 3 years ago, we sold the asphalt car and just focused on dirt, and haven't looked back. It's been probably the best decision I've ever made. So it's fun. The people make it fun, and
Hammer Down Racing reports good friend Jimmy McCune is still trying to make that transition. Seems like some guys can make it fairly easy and some not so much.
He's
getting
different.
better.
Yeah, he comes to Butler, and
right.
So he does pretty good up there. I mean, like you said, he's learning, but yeah,
it's always fun racing against Jimmy. He comes up there, he's a real clean racer. He knows what he's doing, just seat time and everything, just as everybody else needs.
Trey, you came from quarter midgets, Trey. Have you done any pavement racing yourself?
Just quarter midgets. That was really the only pavement racing that I ever did.
Okay.
And then I kind of had my heart set growing up, going to Putnamville here locally in Indiana. I had my heart set as a young kid I was going to end up on dirt one day. So I wanted to get off pavement as fast as I could and go play in the dirt a little bit.
Now, Robby, your first win on the dirt came at the expense of the current track owner, Tim Wilbur, back in 2018, right?
Yep. Yeah. When I very first started, my very first night, I just happened to park by Tim, and him and his team, when he raced, kind of took me under their wing and really helped me out and everything. So that was pretty awesome that my first dirt win was against him. So that was pretty cool, pretty special.
So how do you feel about point racing?
Well, since you're asking me this question, I'm sure people's probably already told you that I do not like points racing. To me, there's nothing wrong with it, but I just think it takes the fun out of it. So when we start off a year, our goal is not to win points. We're just there to have fun and win races. Now that, like I said, this year luck was on our side and stuff just fell our way. And obviously, we're in the hunt. We're with, 3 nights left, we're going to go. But to set a goal, that's not what my team does. We're just there to have fun and win races and hang out with our friends.
Now, Trey, how do you feel about point racing? I know you only have 2 seasons there in the 410, but what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm split both ways. I really like it and I really hate it. I'm super competitive, so that points racing definitely draws the competitiveness out of me. So in that sense, I really like it. It's a lot of fun for me throughout the season, something to look forward to and kind of track my success, I'd kind of like to say. But just like Robby said, at some points it does take the fun out of it because you have a bad night, you see yourself drop in the standings a little bit. You're pushing your equipment to the absolute max every night, trying to get that extra point because like we've seen at the end of the year, it came down to a matter of 8 points. So one bad night through there in the season somewhere, and that could really alter everything.
Speaking of which, were there any obstacles or setbacks you had to overcome during this past season?
Yeah, I felt like we were always kind of chasing our tail a little bit. We run into parts failures. We had a lot of parts failures this year. In the 27, it felt like. But with all that aside, when we were on the track, we did really good, it felt like. And then we had the team change over to the 4-car and Brian Peterson. And we got rolling there pretty quick. Our first race with that team, we picked up a win with a big group of cars there. So everything set aside, I feel like we had a good season.
What about you, Robby? Any setbacks or obstacles that you had to overcome?
Yeah, we actually, to start out the year, we actually started out with 2 DNFs the first 2 nights. Had a parts failure the first night, and then second night overheated the motor. And I was kind of shaking my head thinking, this is not how I want to start out a season. But so we had them right off the bat, and we ended up with 3 DNFs throughout the year. Had a rear end brake on me a little bit past halfway, and it most definitely took the fun out of it. And you kind of, I don't know, you kind of get the realization that it's like, oh man, like, because we had a good year, we had 5 wins, but we had to work for them. So we had them setbacks, and it it was just
so
part of racing. I mean, it is what it is, but it sucks when you have them nights.
So it definitely sounds like it wasn't a cakewalk for that championship for you, Robby, or for anybody. I mean, it takes quite a bit to win a championship. Not that I would know, but Ron, you have some experience in that, don't you?
Yeah, a few of them.
Okay. So what, Robby, we'll start with you. What was the most memorable night or nights from this past season, and what made it memorable for you?
I got to say probably winning the Terry Wilbur Memorial. Just because the Wilbur family, I raced with Terry when I started racing dirt. I raced with him and his boys. We actually parked side by side, so real close with them, and obviously the whole Wilbur family. But yeah, so that one was a big one. I mean, that one was that I could have won that one and been all right all year, but just because that race meant so much, so that was pretty cool.
What about you, Trey? Any races stand out?
Yeah, definitely. I'd have to say the race that we won, second to last race there with Brian Peterson in the 4-car, just due to all the adversity and everything leading up to that race, everything that happened. I felt like it was a weight off our shoulders, getting that win that we've been chasing for all year that we were so close to multiple times, but just never felt like it fell into our lap the way we needed it to. But yeah, definitely that race that we won there with all of our family and all of our crew was there together. So it was great to celebrate that win.
So what are your plans then going into next season?
Yeah, so we're still tossing plans around in the air a little bit, but I think we're going to try and attack this new Maverick series here in Indiana. We're looking forward to hopefully partnering up with Tyler Sturgeon Racing here in local Indiana. Does a lot of non-wing stuff, but I think we might put some wings on and see what we can do here in Indiana.
I've heard of that Maverick series. What are some of the tracks on their schedule?
Yeah, so I think they just released their schedule not too long ago. I think it's going to be like Putnamville, Bloomington. I seen maybe a couple Terre Haute races up there, but just a handful of tracks here in local Indianapolis that are hopefully going to put on a kick-ass show for us.
Cool.
And those are good paying shows, a little bit more than a weekly show?
I would think so. I haven't looked too much into the payouts quite yet, but whenever I see that information, I'll make sure to relay it back to you guys.
Good. All right. Robby, what do you got planned for next year? You're not going back to asphalt, are you?
No. I said I wouldn't go back to asphalt, but if somebody offered me a ride and was going to pay for the thing, I would consider it. But no, it's going to stick with dirt. We are just this year, we're going to kind of do a hit and miss schedule. My daughter graduates this year from high school, so going to do some stuff with her before she makes the college move. Do some stuff with her, and there's some bigger races. Like we like going to Eldora and watching late models and stuff like that. So want to go watch them and kind of hang out with the family. I mean, I'll still be at a racetrack, I'm sure, but just not going to have a car with me every weekend.
Gotcha. So do you have any sponsors that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah,
I actually got my cheat sheet right here.
All right.
Good man.
Because we all know in racing that it wouldn't be possible without sponsors. So I got to make sure I thank thank them all and can't forget none of them. Henderson Motorsports, which is my dad and I. My dad's the one that got me started in racing, so got to thank him. Broken Fence Cattle Farm, the Brenneman family, Countryside Towing, Hartman Auto Body, M&S Auto Parts, Stevenson Hall Automotive, Zero Graphics, Hoosier by Buckshot Racing Products, Buckshot Auto Sales, Detail This, Cutting Edge Excavating, Curtis Family, Autocraft Auto Body, and Seckler Power Washing. They're all the sponsors. And then I got to thank Brian Roman at Roman Race Cars, because without his car, it wouldn't be possible. He gives us a good piece, so it's pretty good. So I got to thank him too.
That explains a lot. Then I didn't realize you were running a Roman race car, but yeah, Brian's a good guy.
Yeah.
Trey, what sponsors or crew do you have to thank for this season?
I got to thank my mom and my dad, Troy and Crystal, my brother Taylor, Engine Ice Performance Coolant, Coleman Power Sports, Schaefer Auto Body Collision, Scott Lukaitis and Brian Emmerich, Scott Zorman, my Uncle Dallas, Hoosier Tire Midwest, Brian Peterson, Dakota Sprague and Austin, my crew guys, Griff's Griff's Engine and Machine. I'm definitely probably forgetting a few of them.
You need
Quality
your
Mill
cheat sheet.
Supply, Pole Family Farm. Yeah, I didn't bring a cheat sheet. I was lacking in that area.
It's all right. We'll let it go this time.
I think I got most of them.
All right. What's the next race on your schedule then? Next summer sometime?
Yeah, I think the first race will probably be the first Maverick race of the season, if anything changes.
Okay. Good luck.
No Florida trips?
Oh, I wish. Dude, if I was in Florida, I'd probably have my feet in the sand somewhere.
Well, keep in mind our guests usually go on to win their next race, so I'm not sure if there's if it expires, if you wait too long. You don't think so?
Yeah.
What about you, Robby? When's your next race? Any plans to go to the Gateway Dirt Nationals?
We were actually going to go to the Dirt Nationals and watch, but we're actually going to go to Florida for Speed Weeks. So we're going to go there and hang out for a week. And no, not with the race car, with friends. And so we've never done that. So something we wanted to do, and opportunity arose this year. So we decided to do that.
East Bay or Volusia?
I believe we're going to go to East Bay and then go to Volusia. We're going to start at East Bay and then head over to Volusia.
Oh, very good.
Sounds fun. Enjoy the warmth.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, guys. We appreciate the time. Congratulations on your championship series. And good luck. Good luck, Trey, in the Maverick series next year. And Robby, good luck with spending some time with your daughter and kind of catching some races here and there.
Yeah. I had my cheat sheet there, but I got to thank my wife and my daughter too. So they're a big part of it, along with the rest of the family. So
yeah, you almost just got in trouble, dude.
Yeah, I had to dig myself out of that one.
Did Matt Swander save you there?
No. But I figured he'd probably be blowing my phone up and saying, "Hey, you forgot your wife." But no.
All right, man. It's been a pleasure talking to both of you guys.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for having us.
I
appreciate it.
Good luck in 24, guys.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Happy holidays, gentlemen. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go. You're. Whoops! I removed Ron and left Robby on. Robby's going to co-host a show with us.
Well, okay.
All right. We'll see you, Robby. Did the wrong one. I apologize, Ron. Just kidding. Again, your 2023 Butler track champions, 410 sprint car track champion, modified track champion, still another track champion. I did not hear back from Austin Sloan, the who is their compact track champion, but street stock track champion, as I mentioned earlier. I can only say that 100 times.
Had previous plans.
Had previous plans tonight, which you can appreciate, bowling.
Yeah.
So we talked to him just a little bit earlier this evening, and here's our conversation with Caleb Wilbur, your 2023 Butler Motor Speedway Street Stock Track Champion. We're here with your 2023 Butler Motor Speedway Street Stock Champion, Caleb Wilbur. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
How many years have you been racing?
So at Butler, I've been racing 7 years. I started out in a front wheel drive. My dad wanted me to learn the aspect of racing before I learned how to go fast. So
how many years did you do the front wheel drive before you got into a street stock?
3 years, or 3-4 years. The first year I wouldn't even really consider it, but mainly after that it'd be 3 years. So
now, after you made the switch to the rear wheel drive car, did you have to unlearn any driving habits?
Yes, actually I did. In a front wheel drive, you have to really go fast on the straightaway and then let off going in the corner and really slow down your entry speed. And that was a big habit when I first started in street stock, was I would slow down too much going in the corner. Everyone always told me, like, hey man, you're getting drove over going in the corner, like try to enter it just a little bit faster. And I'm like, really? Like, are you sure? And they were always right. It was just me trying to break the bad habits from a front wheel drive.
Gotcha. So what, you mentioned your father, Terry, what role did he have in getting you into racing? I know he was huge into racing as well.
Oh man, he was every bit of it. When I was a kid, every Saturday he'd take me and my brother over there and just we'd watch, and that was just something that we look forward to doing every Saturday. It just never got old, and we just enjoyed it so much as a family. Plus it was very family oriented to begin with. My grandparents and my uncles and my cousin, everybody had raced, so it was in the blood for sure. So he just kind of kept it there and showed us the thing or two about it and got us into it. So
now you still have other family racing, right?
My brother and I are right now, and my cousin Jeremy. He races at Mount Pillar mainly, but me and my brother are the only two at Butler right now.
Okay. How do you feel about point racing?
Man, it's not as fun as it sounds. It's definitely cool to challenge yourself and work for a goal. But at the end of the season, looking back, it's like, man, I'm tired from all that. It's every day, week in and week out. I mean, you got to have your game 100% right, or you could have a bad week, which could lead to losing the points in one bad night. So it gets stressful, but it was fun.
How close did you pay attention to the points, especially toward the end of the season?
I watched it, to kind of look at it here and there, but that's coming back to my dad again. He always taught me that if you're points racing, never watch the points, because as soon as you do, you think you have to do something better, and then you overdrive the car, or you get in an accident or whatnot. You just gotta go there, and every week I know what I'm capable of doing. I just gotta go there and do it. So that's the mindset I tried to have, is that I was fast enough to hold my own. I just had to do it. So that's the way I looked at it every week.
Now, were there any big obstacles you had to go overcome at any point during the season on your way to get this championship?
There were so many obstacles. Honestly, it was the biggest season in my career that I had the most obstacles. Just to start off, I got into an accident with a guy. I bent my rear end, and that was a timely fix, and I had to get that done by Saturday. And thankfully, I knew a guy, Tim Piesky with Piesky Garage. He hooked me up in a week and got it straightened up for me. And then after that, it was a street stock challenge. I was running really good that night, and I got into it with another contender and put me on my lid. So that was my first time going on my lid. So that was a eventful night for sure. Thankfully, I didn't break a whole lot. Really just body work that night. And then the next week, I was almost done with the feature, like a couple laps to go, and my left front ball joint snapped. and I'm pretty sure that it was cracked or broke or somehow from the week before when I rolled it. But there was no way of seeing that without really, really, really looking at it, which I did. So, and then to end that season, I lost my water pump belt and my power steering belt at the same time. So my motor got hot, causing my push rods and stuff to get stuck in the holes. And
Well, did you at least finish the race with the broken ball joint? Since it's the left front, you could just lift that up, right? Carry that around the track?
I didn't, no.
Okay.
I wish I could have, but it sounds easier than it is for sure.
So overcoming all those things, especially being on your lid, that's luckily one thing I haven't had the pleasure of doing yet. Does that make the winning the championship mean even that much more to you?
You said it right on the nose. It exactly does. All my other seasons, like I was racing for points for sure. I got second. I've gotten third. I was right there all those seasons. And to be honest with you, I never had any hard challenges. Really, I just was behind the 8 ball and finishing, and just that's why I didn't win. And then this past season, I had every obstacle I could think of thrown at me, and it made me think like, man, like this is the season I have to earn, and that was so much fun. Honestly, it was.
So what are your plans then for next season? You gonna try and make it 2 in a row? You gonna move up class, or what's going on?
The plans are still really unsure right now. My car hasn't really been touched since the end of the season last year. I went to Kokomo and had a good time there and didn't break nothing, didn't have any body work really, so I just put it on the hoist and it's been sitting. I just got a new job, so I've been focusing on that. And then once I get that figured out, this is back to race cars. So,
well, January 1st is a race at Sandusky. If your car's still together, might as well just bring it on over. You can run in the moonshine stock.
Yeah, you talk to my girlfriend, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay. Any sponsors you want to give a quick shout out here?
Oh man, I have so many. I know I'm gonna forget some, but Sims Landscaping, GM Lawn Care, Gundrum Lawn Care, Caldale and Sons Scrapping, Jim's Motor Sales, Blondie's Beauty Shop, Buckshot Auto Sales. I want to thank Tim Wilbur with Butler Speedway for turning that place around for sure, giving us a good place to race at. Nichols Accounting, I got to thank my Uncle D-Dub, all my crew members that help me week in and week out, Carl, Jimmy, Weekly, Justin. I got so many people that are behind me, and that's what made this season possible, so got to thank them.
All right, man. Let us know when you figure out what you got going on for next year, and I know you got to get going so you can go bowling here tonight. Good luck at that, and people we have on the show, they usually go on to win their next race. I don't know if that works with bowling, but maybe you'll get a 300 tonight.
Hell, I'll be happy with that.
All right, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
There you go. Mr. Caleb Wilbur, your street stock champion. He's probably bowling right now. Matt says he was watching. Yeah. Watching himself. Hopefully that didn't mess him up. Make sure to contact Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs, from action shots to victory lane, custom print magnets, can koozies, tumblers, and all kinds of other gift items. Still time to order those 2024 calendars, but time is running out. He usually has a few-day turnaround. Actually, it's only the 7th, right? So
you could probably get a 24 calendar in February.
You could, but I mean, if you want it as a gift, you probably want to start doing that now. And don't forget, Freeze Frame Photos announced that they will be returning as the official track photographers at Oakshade Raceway. Charlie, you see popping up at races all over Toledo Speedway, Sandusky, Fremont.
Probably Millstream.
Probably, yeah. That might be a thing, too. Call Charlie to get that calendar or any other gift item, 419-476-9978. And it reminds me, I wanted to order some 8x10s of some of the photos from this past year. That's something you can do as well. You got the numbers on the back. If you got some of the 4x6s, you can give him the number off the back, and he can blow it up for. He could probably make posters. poster size images.
I'm sure he can.
Freeze frame photos, special moments frozen in time. I'm over promising. Maybe he can make billboards out of them.
Yeah,
now
somebody could. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Don't forget hashtag DCR. Put that in the comments for a chance to win that Hammer Down Racing Report window decal. Again, one of the regular ones tonight. These are available from DCR Graphics. You can get them for just $5. Just give Dale at DCR Graphics a call, and he'll mail it to you. Unless you want to wait till next year, he'll bring it to the track. Again, Dale's number is 419-308-9523. Got a lot of racing news to get through.
That's
here.
hard to believe.
A lot of stuff happening.
Scott,
even though
it's December.
That's when the news happens.
Latest racing news.
Elliott was selected as the National Motorsports Press Association's most popular driver for the 6th consecutive year during the NASCAR awards ceremony down in Nashville last Thursday night. Wasn't his dad like Bill Elliott? He was
forever.
He was the most popular forever.
Yeah.
And now that Dale
family tradition.
Since Dale Earnhardt retired, he's kind of turned the reins over to Chase. Yeah. High Limits racing officials announced a 60-race schedule for next season. I know this is probably old news now because it's from last Friday. This came out Friday at noon last week. That it's going to take the Wing Sprint Car Series to 36 tracks in 19 states with plans to award more than $4 million in prize money. High Limits Racing will kick off the season at East Bay Raceway Park in Florida on February 13th and celebrate its inaugural season championship at the dirt track at Texas Motor Speedway on October 12th and 13th. Butler Motor Speedways will see the series on June 1st, as we had mentioned earlier. They're also going to be at Portsmouth Raceway Park on July 13th, Eldora Speedway on July 17th and 18th, and also September 20th and 21st. Then it'll be at Atomic on October 1st, and that'll be along with the Lucas Oil Late Model Series.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. So a lot of news coming out of the High Limits Racing camp. Yeah. We got some more a little further down High Limits related here as well. Speaking of Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, they've announced their schedule. They're going to embark on their 20th season of competition. I didn't realize it's only been 20 seasons. I thought they've been around longer.
Nah, not really.
Okay. Who knew?
Keep going, Scott.
Everybody, yeah. The 2024 season will feature 63 events at 28 unique venues across 16 different states. The 2024 schedule is highlighted by 21 events that will pay a minimum of $20,000 to the winner. Of those, 12 Crown Jewel events will boast a $50,000 or more top prize. The 2024 campaign will launch with a record 15 events during the Georgia-Florida Speed Weeks, including a return to Golden Isle Speedway for a $10,000 to win event on February 23rd and a $20,000 to win the following night, the 24th. The $100,000 to win 44th Annual Dirt Track World Championship will return to Eldora Speedway. That'll be on October 18th and 19th, and that'll cap off the Lucas Oil Dirt Late Model Series season. The series will also visit some other tracks here in Ohio: Atomic Speedway on March 22nd and October 1st, Portsmouth Raceway Park on July 5th and August 31st, and Muskegon County Speedway on July 6th. That's a lot. Sandvig Motorsports is thrilled to announce that J.J. Hickle, former guest of the show, will be taking the wheel of the number 7 410 Sprint Car for the upcoming 2024 season. They're currently working on finalizing the racing schedule for 2024, and official schedule announcement is expected within the coming months.
Scott, there's so many big shows in 410 sprints. It's going to be hard to decide on a schedule.
That's possible. Eldora also released their schedule for 2024. That happened on Monday. It features 23 nights of racing. Highlighting the schedule is the 30th Dirt Late Model Dream, the 41st World of Outlaw Kings Royal, 54th Annual World 100, 44th Annual Dirt Track World Championship. The season opens April 7th and 8th. I believe that's what I saw something that was just a. Anyways, they're going to have a super stock program that weekend, and then the eclipse viewing is that weekend as well. And Eldora's right in the path of that total eclipse.
Oh, it is. Yeah, that's right.
That weekend. So that's how they're kicking off this season. What else they have there? They're going to do. I guess the season's going to wrap up, as we mentioned, with the Dirt Track World Championship. With the Lucas Oil Late Model Series. That'll be October 17th through the 19th. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, just the main event for that. I'm sure there's going to be, they've had the Modifieds, the Street Stocks, although that got rained out. And I believe that's actually on the schedule, too, for April 24th. Sometimes later in April is the makeup date for that. Other news, the ARCA Menard Series East has released its 2024 schedule with a return to Flat Rock Speedway once again. That'll be on May 18th.
I guess that was a well-received show.
Yeah, it's been the ARCA, regular ARCA Series used to run at Flat Rock years ago.
Yeah, that was a must-see event.
So it's nice to see ARCA back with one of their national series, or regional series, I guess. They're at Flat Rock Motor Speedway. Other news, Crystal Motor Speedway announced today that they will be hosting their biggest ever late model race this summer. Can you guess what it is?
Summer Nationals?
Yes, the Hell Tour Dirt Car Summer Nationals will be at Michigan's Crystal Motor Speedway on Friday, July 12th. And that'll be a $10,000 to win show night before the birthday race at Oakshade.
There's a lot of racing going on with the Summer Nationals,
and a lot of dollar signs
in our area.
Yeah, 16-year-old Tristan Chamberlain will join the World of Outlaws Case Construction Equipment Late Model Series full-time next year. He will be the youngest contender for the Rookie of the Year. His dad, of course, Insane Dwayne. No, wait. Yeah, that was Insane Dwayne Chamberlain.
Insane Dwayne, yes.
Will be his crew chief. His mother and sister will help in the merchandise trailer.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's 16. He's already got a merchandise trailer. Yeah. USAC has released its 2024 National Series schedules. That happened yesterday. Silver Crown Series will visit Toledo Speedway on April 20th for the Riley Beal Classic. Is that right? April 20th? That's usually later in the year. I did not double-check my producer Dave's work this time. That date may be wrong. We'll have to have him double-check on that. But Raleigh Bill Classic will be back at Toledo Speedway. It may be right. I don't know. The AMSOIL Sprint Car National Champions will compete at Eldora May 3rd and 4th for Let's Race 2. The NAS Energy Drink National Midgets Sprint Cars and Silver Crown Cars will return to Eldora for the Four Crown Nationals back late in September 20th and 21st. Rico Abreu.
I know that dude.
Yeah. Well, do you know which series he's going with this year?
What's that?
Take a guess.
High Limit.
Yes, sir. He announced he will be running with the High Limit Series full-time in 2024. Kind of saw Rico running everything this past year.
Right.
So
all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
With 63 shows?
60 for the High Limit.
Yeah. That's a big season.
Absolutely. IndyCar announced its 2.2-liter twin turbocharged V6 engine with hybrid technology. Oh, I'm waiting for your comment there. It was a dramatic pause.
Yeah.
It was actually supposed to debut at the beginning of this upcoming season. It has been delayed. I guess they're still working some things out. It will now debut sometime after the 2024 Indianapolis 500. Late May.
Scott, EVs in general are facing an uphill battle. Nobody cares.
Dave did chat. It is April 20th, Raleigh Beal Classic, happening early this year at Toledo Speedway for the Silver Crown Series. Thank you, Dave. I apologize for questioning you. I will never do it again. I guess Chevy and is it Honda? Yeah, Chevy and Honda are working together on this hybrid technology thing.
Yawn. Yeah, you know how I feel.
Does that mean
about
we're going to be racing Priuses in NASCAR? The NASCAR Prius division. I hope not.
Hopefully the tires make some noise.
Yeah. And that is it for the racing news. Quite a bit to get to this week. Do you have any?
No, I think you've used up as much time as we've got
Right.
for
no hammer
breaking
down
news.
No hammer down hotline playback
Aw.
this week. No texts, no messages. But if you do feel obligated to call, I guess you don't have to feel obligated, but if you do want to call, 419-318-3081. Call it, text it anytime, day or night. Last week, somebody wanted to know what your racing plans were for 2024, and you shared that. So if they want to know what it is, they got to go listen to last week's show.
And we should have a lot of new listeners with our affiliation with Evergreen. And
Podcast,
feel free to give us a call.
There you go. Again, that number was 419-318-3081. That is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Almost forgot how many days we're in a week. We got how many? Let's give away some pizza. Sound like a good idea? As I stall to look for the how many thing right here.
How many?
So last week's how many was it was actually the number on the winning car, the Snowball Derby. That was this past Sunday.
It was.
That winning number was not any of the numbers I picked. And actually, Dale Cole, who was here in the studio last week, he was closest among us because it was Ty Majeski. He was in the 91 car.
Oh.
I picked 18. You picked 19, so anything more than 18 was you were closest. And Dale picked 24, so technically he was closest. But since he's not here this week, you're going to have to go first. So congratulations on that. For this week's our listener
That's
winner.
my punishment for winning.
Yes. Our listener winner, Matt Swander, he guessed 90. He was the only one that actually picked 91.
Ooh, congratulations,
So Matt. And he would like his pizza donated to first responders. And we thank Big D's Pizza there in Clyde for that. This week, here, before we do this week's, let's do our Big D's Pizza racing menu for this week. Ready?
This weekend, Big D's Pizza Racing Menu.
That's it.
Yeah, there's no racing this weekend. PRI this weekend. Nothing going on down under that I could find that was worth interesting. Nothing around. This is like the first weekend of nothing.
Yeah. There would have been some shows on the East Coast, probably over in Sydney. I'll have to start getting you some information on those tracks.
I saw something posted that... was it Alan posted something about some guy that they didn't seem very happy with and why there was no racing at one track.
I must have missed that.
Okay. I wasn't really sure what it was all about, but yeah. Anyway, no racing scheduled for this weekend. So for this week's how many, back to the how many now, we're going to go outside of our lane, so to speak. We're not going to stay in our lane. We're going to do a little bit of football.
Really?
You got your Lions. I got my Browns. They both play Sunday at 1:00.
Yep.
Total number of touchdowns, the Lions and they're not playing each other. They're playing
touchdowns or total score?
Touchdowns. Total number of touchdowns, the Browns plus the total number of touchdowns the Lions score. So say the Lions score 2 touchdowns, the Browns score 2 touchdowns in their game as well, then 4 would be the winning number. Am I making that simple? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Total number of touchdowns, the Browns score and the Lions score in each of their games. They're not playing each other, so that might be the confusing part. So what do you here? Let's see if anybody's guessing yet. There you go. Wow, that's a lot of touchdowns.
I'm going with 6.
Okay, I guess that'd be 3 each. 21 points, assuming they make the extra points. All right. Weather's supposed to be bad this weekend, and I'm not sure where the Lions are playing. I know the Browns are in Cleveland. I think they're playing Chicago, and I think it is in Chicago.
Ooh, either way, it's going to be a yucky
I'm going with
day.
5 then. I'm going to go with the under. 5 touchdowns. So
well, all right.
Again, this here I forgot to put that on the screen. How many touchdowns total will both the Browns and the Lions score this Sunday afternoon?
That's the number of touchdowns.
Number of touchdowns, not the number of points.
Score.
Correct.
Right.
Number of times they entered the end zone for a touchdown. And
works for me.
Yeah. We'll see how it works. So
you're going to force me to watch a Cleveland game?
No, you can just look up the score, the box score, I'm sure.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
Yes, you're going to you have to flip back and forth between both games.
I could watch it on split screen, Scott.
There you go. You're cooler than me.
Do they play at the same time?
They do. They're both at 1 o'clock on Sunday. So you have until 1 o'clock on Sunday. Just put your guess in the comments of the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. If you're not watching us live, you can come back to it. If you're listening to us on the podcast, just find us on Facebook or YouTube. Find the live broadcast. Just put a number in the comments, and that's all it takes. You're entered.
Barb Ganser, make sure you put your guess in, because I know you won't come over here to get your pizza, but I'll be glad to do it for you.
Fair enough.
That's my favorite sister.
Okay. So, that's it for that. How about we do the drawing for the DCR Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker?
Absolutely.
Or sticker, because it goes either way. We'll give everybody one last minute. If you have not done so yet, whoops. There it is. Hashtag DCR in the comments.
Somebody posted something about the game this weekend.
What did they post? Lions are playing the Bears, and the Bears suck.
Well, that's okay.
Well, okay then. Very detailed there. So, yeah. Hashtag DCR. If you already put it in, you're good. You're already in the drawing. If not, do it right now, because we're heading over to give away this window sticker. Again, you can order it if you don't win for just $5 from DCR Graphics. Nope, I need to do this. Giveaway tool.
Hashtag DCR.
All right, looks like we got 12 people entered this week, so you have a 1 in 12 chance of winning that window sticker. So let's take this off the screen. And we are going to draw for this week's winner. Here we go. Names are shuffling around. Dave Gumby Jr.
That works really well. He can come pick it up tomorrow, because I think he's going to be working on some interior work on my new race vehicle.
Well, there you go.
It's off the surface plate, and another one has taken its place.
Congratulations, Dave Gumby Jr. We still have more window stickers we'll be giving away over the course of our shows in the next at least 4 months.
Yeah.
So if you haven't won, you still have a chance. But like I said, you want to guarantee yourself a sticker, go ahead and call Dale at DCR Graphics and order yours for just $5.
I wonder, Scott, if you get a graphics package from DCR,
if you throw in one of these,
if he would throw in one of these cool stickers,
I bet you if you schmooze him, he might. He's
just mention Hammer Down Racing Report.
He's a reasonable fellow.
Just mention Hammer Down Racing Report, and I'll bet you can make it happen.
Just tell him Ron told him.
That's it.
Yeah. Thanks to our associate producer, Dave Kemmer, contributors John Young, Matt Swander, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report. Follow us on X at Hammer Report. Follow us on YouTube. Listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Always check us out at hammerdownracingreport.com. You can listen to the show there. Whatever, everything you need to know.
Scott, if any of our Aussie listeners want to post some updates or advise us, what would be the best way for them to get a hold of us?
Assuming that they have international calling, they could call the Hammer Down hotline at 419-318-3081. But if not, they can always... I'm not sure if I get the email on there or not. There's contact information on hammerdownracingreport.com.
Very good.
But they could always just shoot us a message on Facebook.
Okay.
Shoot you a message on Facebook.
That's cool.
Yeah, there you go.
So, our great Aussie listeners, you've been given a task.
There you go. I didn't get a report. I don't think we rated this week on iTunes down in Australia.
Really?
No, I don't know why. It's crazy. Make sure to rate and review us. Share us with your friends as well on social media. That helps us. Thanks to our sponsors, DCR Graphics, Dominator Race Products, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, and Freeze Frame Photos. And thanks again to this week's guests, Trey McGranahan Robby Henderson, Caleb Wilbur. Next week, it's our Lima Land Champion show. We only have 2 more shows before the end of the year. Lima Land champs next week, and then we're going to finish off this year with the Sandusky Speedway champions. Chris Mize, I already spoke with him. He's going to give us his annual preview of the
preview on the hangover race.
Yeah, and next week, as I mentioned, the Lima Land champs, Tony Anderson. We already have him confirmed. A little bit of a problem with the Gateway Dirt Nationals.
Yeah?
Yeah, for what's his face? Modified. Why can't I think of his name now? Todd Sherman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he's going to be down there. He's going to be racing next Thursday night. So we'll try and see if we can organize.
Squeeze him in ahead.
Yeah, get a little pre-recorded deal with him before he heads on down to St. Louis for the Gateway Dirt Nationals. So, but we'll have a complete preview of that as well, and we'll try and get out of here as soon as possible so that you can check that out.
So we can watch it.
Yeah, because that will start next Thursday night.
It will.
I kind of want to watch it too. So, but we definitely will not be cutting short our Lima Land guests. Nope. That's next week on the show, Thursday at 7. Tune in live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Of course, listen to us anytime on your favorite podcasting platform. Should we get the hell out of here?
Let's do it.
What are you going to go home and watch?
Dinner.
Gonna go watch it go into your mouth?
That's it.
Okay, sounds very fun. We're out. We'll see you next week.
I think I'll watch a football game tonight.
Okay, that's what
There you go.
Okay, see you next week.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.